let me just contrast two different ideas, right? Anti-racism, which this bill promotes and insists upon, and non-racism. Those two things sound equivalent, but they're opposites, actually. Non-racism is the attitude that your race doesn't really matter and that you should be treated as a human being and that the same rules and standards should apply to everybody, notwithstanding the group that you belong to. Anti-racism is the opposite. Anti-racism insists that your race is fundamentally important and that being white means that you are both privileged and probably racist. And that is an ideology. And that this bill intends to make that ideology compulsory inside the school systems and inside the universities.
Yeah, so let's add some more details that are useful here. So a person who is going to be a teacher now has to successfully complete any prescribed examinations and training in anti-racism in order to be issued a certificate of qualification and registration. So that means you have to abide by this political ideology, which is even regarded by moderate leftists in the United States and certainly by centrists as radically left in its fundamental orientation. It also means that colleges that provide such training must be undertaken by all the institutions that are going to train teachers. So it is an attempt to capture the entire education system and subserve it to the purposes of a given ideology. In that ideology, in one fell swoop. And that ideology involves claims like the idea that all of the institutions that characterize the West, certainly countries like Canada, are fundamentally racist and oppressive in their orientation and their aim, and that any attempts to constitute an argument that might dispute that are in and of themselves indications of exactly that racism. And well, that's not as far as it goes. So,
and it's interesting to note how disparaging this approach is to everybody. On the one hand, it allows and promotes racism against white people, but at the same time, it disparages, insults, patronizes people who are not white, as though they are not really capable human beings on their own and must be counted according to their group and compensated for whatever wrong or victimhood that they have been subjected to. So it's bad all around. It is disrespectful of everybody, and essentially it makes not being an activist a matter of professional misconduct.